of America files for bankruptcy.
Could this be the death of the Boy Scouts?
How will this affect local charters?
That's today on Dave and Dujanovic.
KSL News Time now 7:13. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
Salt Lake City and county mayors both endorse a former mayor for president. Democrat Pete Buttigieg spoke to a Utah crowd last night. I'm KSL News Radio's Mary Richards.
Second, another Democratic presidential candidate will hold a rally in Salt Lake this week. Michael Bloomberg's campaign says they'll hold a rally Thursday morning.
third, we've had some real messes on the road so far this morning. Let's get an update brought to you by Mountain America's 3% balance transfer bonus.
We've got about 6 miles of nearly stopped traffic southbound I-15 from Riverdale all the way to 700 South in Clearfield. Northbound I-15, it's at a crawl as you approach Bangerter Highway into Midvale due to a crash. Heather Kelly in the KSL Traffic Center.
Plenty of sunshine today and high temperatures, right around 40. I'm Grant Wayman, KSL Weather Center.
But it's cold right now, 24 downtown.
With KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. They're adding a podium to the debate stage tomorrow night in Las Vegas. Standing behind it will be Michael Bloomberg. ABC News political director Rick Klein says the former mayor of New York City is the latest to qualify for the Democratic showdown.
Michael Bloomberg has suddenly become a front-running candidate for president, even though he's not on the ballot for another 2 weeks, even though he skipped all 4 early states. A blizzard of nearly $400 million in advertising and counting has put him in the conversation. And the big question now is who wants to be there more? Is it Bloomberg himself or the very many Democrats who want to sink their teeth into this billionaire? Bernie Sanders already signaling he can't wait to debate Michael Bloomberg, and he's not the only one.
The next 2 contests are in Nevada, then South Carolina. Super Tuesday will be held March 3rd. Parts of Mississippi remain on high alert as they see the worst flooding in decades along the Pearl River.
The streets here now look like rivers. Authorities say about 1,000 homes across the area were damaged because of this flooding. And right now, the big focus is on the rain that is expected today and in the days to come. Even just a small amount of rain at this point can create a lot of problems.
ABC's Alex Perez in Jackson, Mississippi, where more heavy rains are expected today. The Boy Scouts of America has filed for bankruptcy, the organization facing a barrage of sexual misconduct lawsuits. This is ABC News.
Time now for the KSL In-Depth. The Daytona 500 ended with a very scary crash, and we're waiting to hear more this morning about one of the drivers who had to be cut out of his race car.
ABC's Victor Akendo has the latest.
Crash into the wall, into the air goes Newman. Upside down.
NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is in serious condition this morning after this horrific crash on the sport's biggest stage, the Daytona 500.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time.
In an effort to maintain his lead on the final lap,
here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Watch as Newman's car is hooked from behind by Ryan Blaney's number 12 car when he suddenly and violently spins out, flipping several times before he's hit again further back in the pack, right on the driver's side by Corey LaJoie.
In a shower of sparks on his roof.
Sparks shooting out, the car bursting into flames before careening to a stop. The crowd nervous as track workers placed large black screens around the accident and worked to extract Newman, Denny Hamlin taking the checkered flag and a victory lap. Facing criticism for celebrating amid the emergency, Hamlin explained that he had no idea Newman was hurt, and his team owner, Joe Gibbs, quickly apologized.
Some people may have saw us and said, well, these guys are celebrating when there's a serious issue going on. So hopefully I apologize to everybody, but we really didn't know.
Obviously, someone's health and their families, bigger than any win in any sport.
Newman was raced to the hospital where his team says he is in serious condition, but doctors don't believe his injuries are life-threatening.
Newman has been through several scary wrecks and has been critical of NASCAR for not being able to keep cars on the racing surface. By the way, it was 19 years ago today that Dale Earnhardt Sr. lost his life when he crashed during the final lap here at Daytona.
Corey LaJoie spoke with Good Morning America's Michael Strahan about hitting Newman while Newman was airborne during that final lap.
That was a really scary wreck, and all of our thoughts and prayers with the Newman and their family.
And take us back to that moment on the track, because your car did collide with his. But what was it like being on the track at that moment, being in that accident?
It was wild, man. I didn't even know who I hit because you're concentrating on trying to get a good finish, and nobody realizes how fast 200 miles an hour is, or how light or how uncontrollable these cars are when you get out of shape. So I didn't even know who I hit or